Hello everyone, and welcome back to Texas Homeschool Mama with Miss Rachel. Hola, sean todos bienvenidos. Thank you for being here today. We're going to read another great book today, and it's called The Princess and the Warrior, and it's written by an amazing author called Duncan Tonatiuh. So, stick around and listen with us. Once upon a time, there lived a kind and beautiful princess named Iztaccíhuatl. Even though she was the daughter of an emperor, she loved to spend time with the people who grew corn in the milpas. She liked to teach them poetry, or flor y canto. Suitors traveled from distant lands to woo her. They presented her with rare and lavish gifts, such as the quetzal feathers and turquoise necklaces. They would all say the same thing: "You are the most beautiful maiden in all of the land. Marry me, princess, and you will live in my luxurious palace. You won't have to spend time in the fields ever again." "No, thank you," Iztaccíhuatl would reply. She was not interested in any of the suitors or their gifts. One day, a warrior named Popoca came to see her. "Princess, I know you have a kind and beautiful heart, for I have seen you teaching flor y canto to the villagers in the milpas. I don't have expensive gifts to offer, but if you marry me, I promise that I will love you for who you are. I will stay by your side no matter what, as long as the tonatiuh rises, as long as the sensontle bird sings." Popoca's words were music to Iztaccíhuatl's ears. She could hear the honesty in his voice, and she fell in love with him. The emperor did not want his daughter to marry a mere soldier. He wanted her to marry a wealthy and powerful tlatoani, a ruler. But he knew that Popoca was the best and the bravest warrior in his kingdom. The emperor and his people had been at war with Jaguar Claw, the tlatoani of a neighboring land, for years, and there seemed to be no end in sight. He called Popoca to him. "Popoca," the emperor said, "if you defeat Jaguar Claw once and for all, I will let you marry my daughter, Iztaccíhuatl." Popoca and Iztaccíhuatl were overjoyed. Popoca gathered his most courageous men and marched to war. Popoca fought numerous battles. He and his men were injured and almost defeated many times. But when the end seemed near, Popoca would always think of Iztaccíhuatl, waiting for his return. He would defend himself with his chimali, attack with his macuahuetu, and inspire his men to fight with even more courage than before. Slowly, the tide turned, and Popoca and his men began winning battles. It was clear that they would soon defeat Jaguar Claw. Realizing this, Jaguar Claw devised a plan to steal from Popoca what the warrior cherished most. He bribed one of Popoca's personal messengers. "Tell Iztaccíhuatl that Popoca has been killed, and offer her this potion, ocli, to soothe her grief." "Everything is lost, princess," the messenger said sadly when he arrived at the palace. "Popoca and his men fought bravely, but they were defeated and killed." "No, that cannot be," cried Iztaccíhuatl. She locked herself in her chamber and wept and refused to eat or speak with anyone. That night, the messenger came to her room. "I know your heart is shattered as if it were made of obsidian glass," he said. "But take this drink, princess. It will help ease your grief." Iztaccíhuatl took the potion and drank it all. Laying down on her petlatl, she fell into a deep sleep. The next day, before night fell and the first citlali appeared in the sky, Popoca defeated Jaguar Claw. Unaware of the lies the messenger had told, the great warrior and his troops marched back to the palace in triumph, ready to share the good news with the princess and the emperor. But when they arrived, they were met with disbelief. "Popoca," said the emperor, "one of your messengers told us that you were dead." Iztaccíhuatl was heartbroken. "She took a special ocli to ease her pain, and now we cannot wake her." "This can't be true," said Popoca. "Iztaccíhuatl, my beautiful princess, has to awaken." He ran to her chamber. He kissed her and held her in his arms. He called out her name over and over, but Ista did not wake up. Cool air will surely revive her, Popoca told the emperor. He carried Ista through the throngs of villagers who wept as they passed the milpas and all through the night on the top of a tipit. He laid her on a xochitl bed. He knelt down beside her. The cool mountain air soon turned to snow, but still the princess did not wake up. Popoca refused to move. He stayed next to Ista, just as he had promised when he first met her. As long as Tonatiuh rises, as long as the sensontle bird sings. In time, where once there was a princess with her true love by her side, two volcanoes emerged. One is known as Iztaccíhuatl, or Sleeping Woman. The other one is known as Popocatépetl, or Smoky Mountain. Iztaccíhuatl continues to sleep, but Popocatépetl spews ashes and smoke from time to time, as if attempting to wake his sleeping princess. The end. Wow, what a beautiful story, right? I hope you enjoyed it. We love this book specifically because my husband is from Puebla, and that is where I lived many years ago, and everyone told the legend of these two volcanoes because you would see them every day upon waking. So it's very important to that region of Mexico. Thank you for listening again, and we hope to see you again soon.